I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. The MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives are at it again. Every time Donald Trump is criminally prosecuted for crimes that you and I, that we've seen in open and obvious ways, the MAGA Republicans, who now unfortunately control the House of Representatives, weaponize. I know they accuse everybody of weaponizing because it's all projection and confession, but they weaponize the House of Representatives committees and the subpoena power that they have to infringe upon the sovereignty of state prosecutors, the same way they did with New York Attorney General Alvin Bragg, the same way that they attack other state prosecutors. That's exactly what they are now doing with Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, who in MAGA Republican world had the audacity to criminally prosecute MAGA Republicans who engaged in very serious criminal conduct to try to overthrow our democracy. And guess what I think bothers these MAGA House Republicans is that Fani Willis has evidence, not fake whistleblowers and audio recordings that don't exist. Yeah, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis has audio recordings and emails and text messages and testimony from actual Republicans, like not the MAGA Republicans, like, I don't know, let's say the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp. How about the lieutenant governor of Georgia, former lieutenant governor of Georgia? How about, I don't know, the person who headed up the election systems in Georgia, also a Republican? How about the Republican Secretary of State? How about Donald Trump's lawyers, not the ones who were indicted, but the ones who actually followed the law and who want to testify about the crimes that were committed by Donald Trump and others? How about evidence? I know that bugs MAGA Republicans. They just want to talk about Hunter Biden's nudes. Well, the MAGA Republicans, they sent a letter on August 24th, 2023 to Fani Willis. And this is what they do, making demands. So they post this on their social media, and then the right-wing propaganda can say, oh, look, Jim Jordan who rolls his sleeves up. Jim Jordan's being a tough guy here. But let me just get to the requests that are being made, the demands that are being made by these MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives through the Judiciary Committee. This is from Jim Jordan. Here's what they're asking Fani Willis for. Let's just go to page 4. All documents and communications referring or relating to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, receipt and use of federal funds. 2. All documents and communications between or among the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and DOJ and its components, including but not limited to the Office of Special Counsel Jack Smith, referring or relating to your office's investigation of Donald Trump. They call him president still. Like, how embarrassing can you be? He's not the president anymore of Donald Trump or any of the other 18 individuals against whom charges were brought in the indictment discussed above. And 3, all documents and communications between the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and any federal executive branch officials regarding your office's investigation of Donald Trump. They refer to him as president, which he's not, so I'm not going to call him that, or any of the other 18 individuals against whom charges were brought in the indictments discussed above. Please provide this information as soon as possible, but not later than 10 a.m. on September 7, 2023. Pursuant to Rule 10 of the House of Representatives, the committee has jurisdiction over criminal justice matters in the United States. Let me just make this point too. Congress, the House and the Senate collectively is supposed to be a co-equal branch of government. They are supposed to be very protective over their jurisdiction, even over existing current presidential administrations, even if they were in the same party. The fact that the House of Representatives right now, once a proud body, once a proud institution that actually passed laws and legislation that we, the people, actually cared about, the fact that it is now run by MAGA House Republicans who have Jim Jordan, who's not even a licensed lawyer, heading up the Judiciary Committee, and that the MAGA Republicans have so destroyed the credibility and have so disgraced the House of Representatives, turning it into a way to defend the disgraced criminal traitor Donald Trump. Heck, the MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives, their first major congressional delegation that they sent it out. Did they send it to an ally? Did they send it to NATO? Did they send the congressional delegation to do a fact-finding mission abroad to try to promote democracy? No. They sent a congressional delegation into prison to meet with January 6th insurrectionists and to sing songs with them and high-five each other and go, "Let's go, Brandon," because that's who they are. These are not serious people. And the fact that the MAGA House Republicans just do anything that Donald Trump tells them to do is humiliating. It is so disgraceful. And here they are going after Fani Willis and trying to interfere with a state prosecution. I guess so much for states' rights, right? So much for states' rights. Like, remember, even like Mark Meadows recently, I've done some other videos on this, filed a notice of removal and then asked a federal judge, please block the state prosecution before there's even a determination of federal jurisdiction. I thought you were about states' rights. Oh, no, you're not about states' rights. Same thing, right? Where after the MAGA Republicans get Roe v. Wade overturned by lying and claiming, oh, we're just care about states' rights. The moment it becomes a state's issue, the first thing that they do is try to stop the people from voting on referendums to try to allow women to control their bodies. They then gerrymander the heck of the states to try to suppress the will of the people. It's not about state rights. It's about MAGA Republicans' privilege and fascistic desires.
This blew my mind when I found out, but did you know that over 80% of people have subscriptions that they've forgotten about? No, seriously, think about how many free trials you've subscribed to that you've probably never canceled. That's why I'm such a big fan of Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Most people think that they're spending $80 on their subscriptions, when in reality, the number's closer to $200. When you're signed up for so many things like streaming services you use to watch one show or free trials for delivery that you don't use, it's so easy to lose track of what you're paying for. With Rocket Money, you can easily cancel the ones you don't want with just the press of a button. No more long hold times or annoying emails with customer service. Rocket Money does all the work for you. Rocket Money can even negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money also lets you monitor all your expenses in one place, recommends custom budgets based on your past spending, and they'll even send you notifications when you've reached your spending limits. With over 3 million users and counting, Rocket Money customers have saved an average of $720 a year. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/MeidasTouch. That's rocketmoney.com/MeidasTouch.
Sorry, I digressed. Just going back to this letter for a moment, just so you see the atrocious language and just propaganda being spewed here. Here is what it says. It goes, "Dear Miss Willis, on August 14, 2023, you brought a 41-count indictment against 19 defendants, including a former president of the United States and current declared candidate for that office. His attorneys, a former White House chief of staff, and a former U.S. DOJ official related to the 2020 election. And you have identified a number that you claim were committed in furtherance of purported criminal enterprise. Turning first to the question of motivation, it is noteworthy that just 4 days before this indictment, you launched a new campaign fundraising website that highlighted your investigation into Trump. Additionally, the 4 women of the special grand jury you convened to investigate Trump earlier this year bragged during an unusual media tour about her excitement at the prospect of subpoenaing Trump and getting him to swear in. By the way, that was the special purpose grand jury, not the grand jury that indicted. Last week, the Fulton County Superior Court's clerk publicly released a list of criminal charges against Trump, reportedly hours before the vote of the grand jury. A Fulton County court has disqualified you from targeting current Georgia Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones as part of a probe on the grounds you actively supported and held fundraising events for his Democratic opponent. And unlike officials in other jurisdictions, Fulton County officials have suggested they will process Trump as a typical criminal defendant requiring mugshots and possibly even cash bond. Yes, so what? The timing of the prosecution reinforces concerns about your motivation. In February 2021, news outlets reported that you directed your office to open an investigation into Trump. Indeed, sometime on or around February 11, 2021, your office purportedly sent a letter to several Republican officials in Georgia requesting that they preserve documents relating to a matter of high priority that your office was investigating. Yet, you did not bring charges until 2.5 years later. I can go on and on and on, but here's my question for you. Where in here they want to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks? It doesn't change the fact that Donald Trump is a criminal. Oh, this grand juror went in a media interview and you sent a letter 2.5 years ago. You want to know what was taking place during that time? People like Mark Meadows were opposing these subpoenas. People who have been indicted now for about 6 to 9 months forced Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis to go to various state Supreme Courts, to go to the United States Supreme Court, to go to federal courts of appeal in different districts in different areas, because whether you were Lindsey Graham, whether you were Mark Meadows, whether you were Jeff Clark, whether you were Mike Flynn, you either invoked the Fifth or tried to fight this and refused to provide cooperation on very basic law and order matters. So unfortunately, it took a little time. Heck, most Americans would have preferred that Donald Trump be prosecuted a much longer time ago, but we understand that the process requires diligence. We understand that there's a little thing called evidence, and talk about these allegations being cast by Jim freaking Jordan, of all people, didn't pass the bar exam, not a licensed lawyer. Jim Jordan, who stands shoulder to shoulder with James Comer. Jim Jordan, who has been accused, and very credibly so, of covering up sexual abuse for his past employer. James Comer, who's been accused of sexual abuse from his past girlfriend, who said that he forced her to get an abortion, trying to cover up for Donald Trump, someone who has been found liable for engaging in sexual abuse in a New York federal courthouse. But y'all MAGA Republicans don't matter, right? Because you just want to hold hearings showing up Hunter Biden's nude photos from 2018 when he was suffering from drug addiction to embarrass him, to sex shame him. What does that have to do with anything that the American people care about? Y'all just need to shut up and maybe, just maybe, do your job and try to pass some legislation before the end of this most disgraceful congressional term in American history that could actually benefit Americans, please. Well, I know that's too much to ask, but this is a sad chapter in our nation's history where the Jim Jordans, the Donald Trumps, the Lauren Boeberts, the Marjorie Taylor Greens, the Matt Gaetzes of the world have made our democracy a laughingstock. And it is something that all of us need to make sure in 2024 that this despicable behavior that we see embodied in this letter attacking Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, attacking law and order, that these MAGA Republicans are never given the ability to run things ever again. Horrific, horrific stuff. Ben Meiselas here from the MeidasTouch Network. Check us out at MeidasTouch.com, the new place for all, the new website. Third time's a charm. For all things MeidasTouch, MeidasTouch.com, and check us out wherever audio podcasts are available. Just search MeidasTouch and download the podcast. I think you'll enjoy it. See you next time, and hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.